Good morning. This is guided reading for Cheetahs for Monday, March 8, 2021. The supplies you'll need for guided reading today are your book, Extreme Sports. I'll also be using these vocabulary cards. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to gather your book. Press play when you're ready to begin. All right, let's get warmed up today by reviewing some vocabulary words. We're going to be looking at the magic rhyme set for ugh. Let's say this magic rhyme together 3 times. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Very good. Again. Ugh, ugh, ugh. All right. Let's begin our first time through these cards by repeating the words after me. So listen to the word and then say it after me. Bug. Plug. Tugging. Rugged. Struggle. Hugging. Ugly. Tugboat. Plugged. Drugstore. Chugging. Shrugged. Smuggler. Muggy. Snuggled. Very good. Now we're going to go backwards through the list. This time, please read it with me together. Here we go. Snuggled. Muggy. Smuggler. Shrugged. Chugging. Drugstore. Plugged. Tugboat. Ugly. Hugging. Struggle. Rugged. Tugging. Plug. Bug. Good job. All right, let's go to our book now. I love this book, Extreme Sports. This is a social science book. Looking at the cover of this book, do you think it's fiction or nonfiction? What clue do you have that tells you it's nonfiction? Yes, one of the biggest things is the photograph on the front. Usually nonfiction books have photographs. And that's my first clue that this is probably a nonfiction book. Let's go ahead and take a picture walk through the book if you'd like to. You can talk about the pictures out loud as you're doing your picture walk. I'm listening. Extreme sports can be both exciting and dangerous. This book is about different kinds of extreme sports some people like to do. Very good. Let's go ahead and close our book again. Let's introduce some new vocabulary. Let's look first of all at the table of contents. The table of contents is always at the beginning of our book. Let's read about what kinds of sports we will be reading about and talk about the pictures with a partner. Let's read the table of contents together. What are extreme sports? Who likes extreme sports? Extreme water sports? Extreme air sports? Extreme land sports. So we'll be learning about water, air, and land sports. Let's turn to the glossary next. Remember, the glossary is in the back of the book. Let's read the glossary words together. Compete, cord, extreme, harness, parachutes, rapids, toad. Good job. We're going to be reviewing some of these vocabulary words from the glossary. Let's turn to page 2. On page 2, find the word seriously. Seriously. It's right here at the end, isn't it? Let's read that sentence together. Extreme sports are sport activities that are dangerous because you could get seriously hurt. Good. Let's go ahead and cover up the ending, the ly. What's the root word in seriously? If you said serious, you are right. Good job. Let's turn to page 11. On page 11, can you find the word, or the phrase, scuba equipment? Very good. Let's read this more to explore box together. Many cave divers use scuba equipment that helps them breathe under the water. And here it even gives us a picture of the scuba equipment. Scuba equipment would be a mask, fins, tank of air or air tank, and a regulator. This regulator is the mouthpiece that you put into your mouth that delivers the air from the tank into your lungs. Can you say regulator? Mrs. Trana knows quite a bit about scuba diving because I'm certified in scuba diving and I have been scuba diving quite a bit. My husband and I love to scuba dive. Let's talk about a text feature. Let's talk about pictures and more to explore boxes. The pictures and the more to explore boxes will help you better understand the different sports. So don't ever skip over these. Always be sure to read the more to explore boxes. Let's close our book now. It's time for you to read your book on your own. Go ahead and pause the video and read your book to yourself. Then press play on the video when you're done reading because I have some things I'd like to discuss with you. So don't leave, read your book, and then press play again and we'll continue the lesson. Pause the video now and read your book. Welcome back. Did you like the book? I sure did. Let's turn to page 4 and 5. On page 4 and 5, How are these sports similar? How are these sports similar or the same? You could say all of these sports require equipment. What does a skydiver need for equipment? What does a hang glider need for equipment? What does a parasailer need for equipment? And what does a ice climber need for equipment? So you could say all of these sports are similar or the same because they all need equipment. I'm going to show you now my board. On my board, I have the words same and different. How are all of these sports the same? We said they need equipment. Very good. How are these sports different? Okay, we could say some are in the air, some are in the ocean, and some are on the ice. We could also say they're different because some are in the cold and some are in the warm. So how are they different? Cold versus warm. Good job. We're talking about how they are similar and different. Let's go to page 8 and 9. On page 8 and 9, you can see a picture of a kite surfer. How are kayaking from page 6 and 7 and kite surfing the same? Again, how are kayaking on pages 6 and 7 and kite surfing the same? Did you say they both are in the water? They're both water sports? If you did, I agree. They are similar because they are both water sports. How are they different? I was thinking a kayaker has a paddle, while a kite surfer has a board. So they have different equipment, don't they? So here you could say paddle versus a surfboard. Ooh, Mrs. Trana, just getting it in there. So they're similar because they're water sports. They're different because they have different equipment, paddle versus a surfboard. Good job. Thank you for helping me fill out that same and different chart as we were comparing these sports and how they're the same and different. I hope you have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow.